India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday hosted Sri Lanka's President Anura Kumara Disanayaka for talks in New Delhi. It was Disanayaka's maiden visit to India as Sri Lanka's president. Two agreements were signed on avoidance of double taxation and capacity building. Prime Minister Modi said that both sides have adopted a futuristic vision for their partnership, focusing on investment-led growth.
शिक्षा सहयोग के तहत अगले वर्ष से जाफना और पूर्वी प्रांत के विश्वविद्यालयों में 200 छात्रों को मासिक छात्रवृत्ति दी जाएगी। अगले 5 वर्षों में श्रीलंका को 1500 सिविल सर्वेंट्स को भारत में प्रशिक्षण दिया जाएगा। हाउसिंग, रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के साथ साथ श्रीलंका में कृषि, डेयरी और फिशरीज के विकास के लिए भी भारत सहयोग देगा।
For his part, President Disanayaka said India has achieved success in digitizing its public services. He thanked Prime Minister Modi for helping his country in its debt structuring process.
We faced an unprecedented economic crisis some 2 years ago, and India supported it immensely to come out of that quagmire. And it has also helped us immensely after that, especially in the debt restructuring process. Sri Lanka secures a very significant place in the foreign policy of India, I know. And in Honorable Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, assured us full support.
Earlier in the day, Prime Minister Modi and President Anura Kumara Disanayaka held talks at Hyderabad House in New Delhi. The two leaders discussed about an extensive agenda encompassing trade, investment, development and security. The two leaders also held delegation-level talks covering a wide area of mutual interests. India and Sri Lanka share a strong civilizational and historical connect with a focus on maritime security, economic partnerships along with deep cultural connects. Right, joining us for more on these talks is my colleague Amrit Pal Singh. Amrit, what more can you tell us about the Modi-Disanayaka talks?
Well, the Modi-Disanayaka talks happened in an atmosphere of friendship. It was a warm, the optics of it were pretty warm. Though we know that both sides have divergences on many issues. But what the talks tried to do today was build on the convergences, see how on issues of trade, on issues of regional security, maritime security, on issues of development and boosting the economy of Sri Lanka can be achieved by cooperating in a manner that's mutually beneficial. Of course, the fishermen issue came and both sides acknowledged that it is an issue because fishermen from both sides keep getting arrested. So they said they reiterated their commitment to deal with the issue in a humanitarian manner. Also, on the issue of being careful or being sensitive to security interests of both countries, especially Sri Lanka, assured India that it will not take any steps or allow its soil to be used for activities that are inimical to Indian interests. So I think overall the talks focused on trade, on security, on friendly ties and on building the relationship in the development of Sri Lanka, strengthening that process. Ramesh?
Amrit, before we let you go, you covered the 2002 protests from Colombo and you've seen the ties evolve in the interim. How would you describe India-Sri Lanka ties today?
Well, India-Sri Lanka ties, as you said, are historical, civilizational ties. But in modern times, there have been irritants in the relationship. There are some quarters in Sri Lanka which believe that India's actions, though it responds as a first responder, being the closest neighbor, either through land or through sea to Sri Lanka, does respond. But they would want India to play a greater role. So that is the expectation expectation in the island. India is sensitive of those concerns and understands those concerns and wants to, strengthen, wants to see a stable and prosperous Sri Lanka. So therefore, I think the ties have seen their ups and downs, but after President Disanayaka took office, External Affairs Minister made a visit to Sri Lanka to reassure the Sri Lankan government that India will stand by Sri Lanka and in its hour of need, and it would want to come out, wanted to come out of the economic distress it faces pretty fast. And I think today's talks also happened in that context, and the relationship, there seems to be an intent on both sides to make the relationship stronger. The very significance that Mr. Disanayaka chose India as the first foreign port of call over, say, its biggest lender, China, does signify that the importance Sri Lanka and Disanayaka government attaches to India.
Amrit, thank you. Amrit Pal Singh reporting there on the India-Sri Lanka talks held in New Delhi.